Good morning. Hopefully everyone can hear me on Zoom and here. We have a little bit of basketball in the background, so just we'll hear the bouncing balls as we go. So good morning, everyone. I will kick us off today for our United Way kickoff campaign. For those who don't know me, I'm Kathy Petrini, and I'm the president of the board. And I want to welcome everybody, both here in the building at Rutland Rec Center and those on Zoom. There's a few of you out there as well. It's nice to be back in person with some of you. It's been a long couple of years of just Zoom and Teams and all the other different methods of talking to people all online. So having that interaction is great to be back in touch with people again. It's been a tough, besides that, the pandemic has also had a negative impact for us as United Way on our giving over the last 2 years. It's been difficult for us to get out and to see people. And I think with folks just being inside and not out with people, it's definitely had a decline with the giving to our community. So today we're launching our Back to Basics campaign. Why Back to Basics? What does that mean? It's our way to reintroduce the United Way to the community and to let everyone know that we haven't gone anywhere. We've always been here. However, we've had some transitions, some low funding, which has hindered our community giving over the last couple years. We've heard from people that they didn't know what we did and where we are, and oh, there, I'm louder now, okay. So this is our time to re-engage this wonderful community, to help our partner agencies. We have a few folks here today. So you'll be hearing from others about how you can be part of this campaign, how your donations will help the community, because we really need you as our donors. We have a fantastic board of 10 members, and we're looking to add some more. So if anyone is interested, there's so many ways to give back to the United Way. You can join our board, you could be a committee member, help with the campaign, helping get donations out in the community. So if there's anybody that's interested, reach out to Ashley, reach out to anyone on our board, stop in to see us. You know, we're really looking for help from anybody that's interested. So now I'd like to introduce our board members. Our vice president is Melissa Norman, immediate vice president Brian Kearns, our treasurer Judy Fox, our campaign chair Matt Russo, Nancy Bernier, who's doing our lovely IT work today, Rob Bliss, Lindley Danaway, Chris Halnan, and Jim Kale. So next, I'd like to bring our executive director, Ashley Bride, to the podium. Ashley joined us in March of 2021. She brings us amazing energy and passion to lead this organizational goals. She's devoted much of her first year by diving into our operations, the fundraising, accounting, allocations, and just spent so much time reestablishing the community partnerships and renewing our relationships. She's also moved our office downtown. So for those that don't know, we are now downtown in the hub space at Merchants Row, which is wonderful. We're downtown, we have a presence there. And stop in and see her. I think in November or December, there's going to be an opening of the hub, so we'll be able to introduce our space and let people know where we are. So Ashley, thanks for what you do, and I will turn this over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Kathy is an amazing president of United Way of Rutland County Board, and we cannot do what we do without amazing members like Kathy. And as she has stated, so many members here today and those that are with us online, we just thank you. We thank you for your dedication. We thank you that you are a part of our team. We thank you that we can rely on you, that time and time again we call as the need calls United Way of Rutland County, and you show up and you foster relationships with us. You're in the community with us. You know the needs. These folks here that are paneling with us today, folks online, you know the needs, and we're here. We want to partner with you. We want to be with you. We want to support you, and we want to rise. United together, we all can do what we need to do to foster thriving lives in our community. And everyone fostering a thriving life means that we're all a healthy, thriving community. So thank you so much. Thank you for being here. It's an honor to serve amongst leaders that are impressive, inspiring, motivational in our community. Every day I am in awe of what our programs and what our community impact partners and targeted impact partners do. And without them, without you as a donor, we could not do this. So thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I'd like to take a moment to introduce Dave Allaire, so our mayor, and he is here to do our proclamation. So thank you so much. Dave? Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Ashley. Good morning, everyone. Great to be with you all here today in our beautiful facility here at the Rutland Community Recreation Center. So the City of Rutland is pleased to support the United Way of Rutland County in the countless ways it supports the many agencies through its charitable giving and the generous support of our communities. And in that vein, I'd like to offer this proclamation. Whereas the United Way of Rutland County has been serving local nonprofit agencies for 80 years, whereas in 2021 and 2022, the United Way of Rutland County raised just over $300,000 for agencies and targeted impact programs. Whereas the United Way of Rutland County raised awareness of community needs, engages donors of all year round, brings people together and partners with over 17 agencies and over 19 programs, issuing more than $135,000 to support the community, and another $125,000 to the Department of Health grant funds to support recovery, overdose prevention, and harm reduction programs and services. Whereas the United Way of Rutland County is dedicated to being one of the largest non-governmental fundraisers for local services in our community, and whereas the United Way of Rutland County is dedicated to improving the health, education, and financial stability for every individual in our community. Whereas the United Way of Rutland County has partnered with Mark Foley Jr. and the Vermont Country Store to secure an increased donation of hats and gloves for the 2022-23 school year Welcome to Winter program giveaway, making it possible to service 26 schools throughout Rutland County and reaching the hands and heads of over 1,900 kids facing a cold winter season of outdoor activities. And whereas the United Way of Rutland County partnered with school officials in 2 school districts, Carl Durfee Store and Sensible Shoes Store, to provide over 200 new pairs of shoes for children in need throughout Rutland County. And whereas the United Way partners with program recipients, agencies, donors, and volunteers, and the Board of Directors to empower a thriving community and positive change to the lives of children, adults, and families in need. So now, therefore, I, David W. Allaire, Mayor of the City of Rutland, do hereby proclaim October as United Way Month. It is my pleasure to be able to provide this proclamation for your kickoff today. Good luck with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dave. We know that you're busy, so we appreciate it. At this time, we have a video that we would like to show you. This is the impact in which your dollars inspire and grow our community. This is where it gives the opportunity for your donation, and you get to see exactly where it goes. You get to know the lives that we touch amongst ourselves in this community. And we are super proud of this video this year. So please enjoy. Thank you.
I think the United Way has had difficulty with fundraising recently for a variety of reasons. A lot of the fundraising really used to be focused on the workplace and meetings in the workplace where people would gather and they would understand what the United Way is doing, and they would talk about it, and they would have champions there on site encouraging them to give. And that really made a huge difference and brought in a wide swath of people who otherwise wouldn't be aware of United Way. And I think When we had that break with COVID, not only did the needs go up in our community, the needs for funds, but the ability to bring people together in the workforce became complicated because people were working from home. And what's happening now is the needs have not gone away. They are not being met by ongoing governmental support. There are still huge needs in this community.
The picture of addiction here in Rutland is that, we definitely see a wide variety of people with alcohol use disorders. I mean, it's like there's this huge talked about thing about an opiate crisis. Yes, the fentanyl's in everything from pills to weed to cocaine to heroin. They're putting PCP and stuff now too. I mean, it's the method that's out there it's insane. People right now are playing Russian roulette every day of their life when they're out there using. As a recovery coach, we got to respect that, they're not ready. It is what they want, but letting them know each time that they're not alone, and that help's there if they want it. It will be there for them. Is it frustrating? Yeah, it hurts. These are people's children, their son, daughter, mother, brother, sister, aunt, uncle. And the severity of it is overwhelming.
When you donate your dollars to United Way, you should know that your money goes back to feeding kids. It goes back to putting shoes on their feet. It goes back to keeping their hands and heads warm. It goes to helping families, not just kids, helping families eat and survive.
Here at Sensible Shoe, it's an amazing opportunity to be able to team up with United Way and their Happy Feet program. What better way can you give back to your community than to provide proper footwear for the youth of our county?
The Imagination Library sends a free book every month to every child that signs up. And currently, we are sending 369 books each month to children in Rutland City, Rutland Town, Mendon, Tinmouth, and Ira. And since we started the program in April of 2021, we've mailed out 6,171 books free to children directly to their house in their name.
Here in the sensory room at ARC Wing Center, United Way was very helpful with getting it put together. The sensory room here is really set up for individuals to come in to relax, to regain their sense of when they get overstimulated. They can come in, relax, connect. All the anxiety that's out there, all the overstimulation, if we can help individuals calm down, reconnect, feel safe, it's okay.
We've been serving this community for as long as I can remember. I'm actually a former club member myself. The Boys and Girls Club of Rutland County is here. We're after school. We are full here vacation days. We're providing meals, we're providing homework help, we're providing enrichment, and the most important, we're providing a safe third space outside of school and outside of home. A third space where kids can be themselves and be away from the stressors that are just on their little shoulders every day.
I'm so thankful to be able to use Rutland Free Dental Clinic because of the anxiety that I had about this tooth. I wasn't sure what I should do and no dental insurance. So I was very thankful.
A couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with liver failure.
My husband can't have his transplant for his liver until we get his teeth repaired. So this is pretty huge for us.
It's going to be a little while before I get a transplant. There are days when I don't feel well. I don't have any energy and I'm lethargic, and that's part and parcel with the liver disease. So it's like they told me in Boston, when you have a good day, do the things you want to do. When you're having a bad day, your body needs rest, you need to rest. So that's where I stand.
Without the funding from Rutland County United Way, we would not have helped Sharon in obtaining a second opinion and easing her stress and anxiety. We would probably have never met the Coolies up in Brandon at Fellowship Hall, and been able to support Doran in obtaining what he needs so he can be a cleared candidate for a liver transplant when it becomes available.
I am very pleased with United Way, and I would like to see people give more to them and help others like they've helped me and my husband.
It's really important as a community that we all do our part. So whether it's donating some hiking poles that maybe someone will be able to use to get out in the winter, or donating $5 to the United Way or $100 to the United Way that might trickle down to organizations like ours, everyone can do their part.
There are a lot of organizations that help so many people in the community. If you don't need help with something, you don't necessarily know that there's an organization out there doing that work. Okay, and without United Way's help to keep those organizations going for the people who need it, those organizations wouldn't be here.
Without a whole community coming together, there's no hope for nobody.
I cannot thank United Way enough for the support that they have given to this program. And if you think about how many children this has impacted, it's amazing.
You're supporting local youth, local programs. You can see it every day in real time, and the benefit that it has to everyone in your community.
I'm so proud of what we're doing here at the Boys and Girls Club of Rutland County. But what we're doing here takes money. It takes money to be able to take these kids out on these field trips, on these community enrichment projects, to be able to provide the art supplies, provide the food. It's hard. And I can just really hope that this year and years to come, that the Rutland community can get back into donating our money into the United Way, so making sure that community philanthropy stays here and stays here in our community and serves us.
I encourage you to dig deep and give what you can to support the United Way, because without the United Way, there are so many programs that would not be in the community and not be able to support the people who need our help.
Wow. I don't know about all of you, but I have goosebumps as I walk back up here. Incredible to be able to hear stories and directly hear how us coming together in this room, in this community, affects lives. The liver transplant situation, when we were filming, we cried pretty much through the whole thing, because it's pretty impressive. It's impressive that your dollars allow someone to be cleared to go to the next step and thrive in health. And I don't know about you, but that's pretty amazing. I'm pretty moved this morning. So thank you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for gathering. Thank you for donating. So for folks that are maybe reintroduced to United Way or relearning what United Way does and what we've historically done for years and years, 80 as the mayor has said, in one form or another, we are here to tell you that there are multiple facets of funding that come into United Way. And the largest funding stream is still the individuals of this community that give $1 a paycheck, that buy a pair of shoes for a child in need, that give someone the opportunity to have a clear bill of health for their teeth to move on to the next level of their health. So it's so important that we understand that that is such a large part of what United Way still does. And we still need you. We're calling on you to rise to those needs. Another facet of what we do is community impact with a targeted lens, and that targeted lens brings me to some of our panelists here. These folks here are all working with us in different capacities. One of our grants is the Overdose Data to Action grant, where we are partnering with the Vermont Department of Health, and those folks are in our prevention wheelhouse. So you were able to see Turning Point, who is able to give a wonderful blurb about really what they're doing in this community and what that impact really means. That's $125,000 that United Way was able to bring to Rutland County. Absolutely amazing. So those folks were not able to make it this morning from the Dismiss Women's House, so we will make sure that we send a shout out to them and get you some information in the near future. For those folks that were able to be here, I'd like to just start right down here with Raven and with Emma. And Emma and Raven both are with our Community Impact Funding Model. And thank you so much, Raven and Emma, for being here. They're with the Vermont Farmers Food Center. And I'm going to hand the mic over. Our primary pieces is that Emma's going to let us know what partnerships do we have together. And then Raven's going to let us know what that means in the community for her.
Thank you, Ashley. I am Emma Hileman. I am the program director at the Vermont Farmers Food Center. We have partnered with the United Way for I think maybe 7 years now, something like that. We first started with United Way with our pharmacy project, Pharmacy with an F. That is our food as medicine prescription program in Rutland County. We started smaller with about 75 shares, working with a handful of local farms, and now we are in our 8th year. We have 225 members that were served this year through the pharmacy project. We worked with 8 local farms, all centered in Rutland County. 2 of those farms were new to the program this year. One farm was their first year ever farming, a young couple out in West Rutland. So what's great about the pharmacy project is that we're not only serving people in our community that have chronic health conditions, food insecurity issues, or maybe recovering from cancer treatment, and their healthcare providers sign them up for the program, but we are also supporting our local agricultural community here. And the food center, is thriving. We've had some of our setbacks this year with our facilities, but despite that, we have purchased more local food in this community ever in the 10 years of our organization, and we are making it happen. We run the Everyone Eats program and serve over 3,000 meals every week going out into the county through our restaurant partners. Also have them purchasing a lot of local food. But primarily, we've worked with United Way to continue to support the pharmacy project. We've had, members who have been a part of the program for a few years, gotten back into their health, into their lives. Some people graduate from the program because they're doing well enough. They have the nutrition. They, don't need the support anymore, and we try and get them into some other CSA with our local farm partners. And we have also worked with the United Way with our farm-based experiential learning program. We've had children's groups out in our greenhouse that was donated by the Rotary Club a few years ago. This year we've had a farmer in there growing a lot of tomatoes and other things that have gone directly to the pharmacy project as well. And it just means a ton for us as, a small nonprofit still going at it after 10 years to have the support of the United Way. We can always rely on, submitting our grant, knowing that we're going to get some support, knowing that we get to continue to support our farmers and the community here with the pharmacy project. So it's just such a relief, really, to partner with the United Way every year for us. And Raven here has joined us. She was a pharmacy member for the first time this year, so I'll let her tell a little bit about her story.
Thank you, Emma. Hi, I'm Raven. I'm a Vermont resident for 1 year, and I absolutely love it. I'm so happy to be here right now. Thank you. So I had been introduced to the Vermont Farmers Food Market by Lori Krupp at Rutland County Free Clinic, as well as Siobhan from You First in Burlington. So they were really essential in helping me navigate my first summer in Rutland. And I was able to, believe on Thursdays, come to West Street and get my bag of food, which was amazing each week. I looked forward to it. I was able to make new types of meals. I was introduced to new foods, and I was also able to share that food with my friends, which I absolutely love doing. So I just want to say thank you, and this program really helped me, and I look forward to staying in this program and just being in the community and helping out wherever I can as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Your partnership and your dedication to the community is impressive. Thank you. The growing and hearing of what you've done, meals, wow, I'm impressed. The next panelist that we have here is Carrieann. Carrieann is a representative of two of the programs, again, that we're the funding streams that we're reintroducing to Rutland County. Those funding streams are targeted impact, again, so that's that targeted initiative. What is the community called on United Way? What has the residents of Rutland County called on us to meet? What is the demand that we need to meet? And that's where Happy Feet program originated from. It was a need in the community that residents came together and said, we need this, and United Way rose with the help of donors, with the help of community partners, as we saw in the video. So Carrieann's here to talk to us about Happy Feet. She's also here to talk to us about the partnership that she has with Snack Sack. And Snack Sack is a wonderful program, and we will not be stealing any of her thunder. So here's Carrieann.
Thank you, Ashley. I'm Carrieann Wolcot. I am a home-to-school liaison for Slate Valley School District. We started partnering with the United Way. I'm not sure when, because that would have been way before my time. But Happy Feet is one of the programs that we access. This past year and the year before, we ended up being able to not only partner with the United Way, but another school district and a local church to put out well over 100, and I'm not sure the exact number, but well over 100 shoes on kids' feet in a back-to-school program. Through the rest of the school year, we're able to access Happy Feet through a referral process whenever we need. And for anybody that's ever had small children, they grow out of those shoes pretty quick. And you don't always have the money on a dime to be able to run out and buy your kid that new pair of shoes because their foot grew faster than your wallet did. The Happy Feet program has been able, in our school district, to take that pressure off the families if there's the need for it. The people at Carl Durfee are amazing. The people at Sensible Shoe have been incredible through the years, to the point that we actually just got from Sensible Shoe the feet measuring, I don't know what you want to call them, the things that measure your feet when you go into a store. So they reside in my office now, and when I get a referral, I just go to the school and measure the kids' feet, because what better way to have a brand new pair of shoes than with the exact fit. So that's been great to start out our new school year. I've actually used it twice now, so. But I can't say enough about what the Happy Feet program has been able to bring to our community. We also have partnered in the Welcome to Winter program. I think we're receiving, for our school district, 125 hats and gloves for all of the elementary school kids this year, which is incredible. So thank you for that. That's a little bit more than I think we might have done in the past, but we've actually gotten more kids in our district this year, so that's good. The other program that we've been able to partner with the United Way about is a Snack Sack program. So what this is kids have access to food through the school week, breakfast and lunch, every single day. What happens when they go home on a weekend? Well, you don't know, I don't know. But we know that there was a need for easier accessible food for these kids on a weekend or during a school break, to guarantee that there was something there to put into their stomachs. So we partnered with United Way through a grant, and we're able to come up with a program that sends food home every Friday to children's families that sign up because of food insecurity or financial reasons. It's kid-friendly food. Any kid can access it. It's the easiest things. I brought some with me today, so feel free to check out our table out there and take some snacks. But it's the entree, a snack, a breakfast bar. Kids can do it themselves. They don't usually need parental help in order to be able to have these foods. And this is, I think, the 3rd or 4th year. So I know 3 years ago, we were servicing 86 kids. Last year, we serviced 138 kids. And this year, through the United Way grant and some other partnerships in our school district of Slate Valley, we're servicing 172 children for weekend and break time food supplements within their home, which I think is pretty amazing. And we want to continue doing that and partnering with the United Way because of the incredible programs that they've backed and they've helped our school district with and our families. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you so much for your work. I've directly seen how Carrieann and her crew out there can really impact lives. It's pretty impressive, pretty incredible. Again, thank you so much. We look forward to spreading these types of programs throughout every school in Rutland County, fostering thriving lives throughout Rutland County. So you as a donor, if you know of a school or you know of a child who might be in need, United Way is here and we ask you to call on us. This brings me to a new partnership with Jen at the NewStory Center. We're super excited to have Jen as one of our community impact partners. And Jen, take it away.
Thank you. So I'm Jen, I'm the Development Director at NewStory Center, and we serve survivors of domestic and sexual violence, stalking, and human trafficking here in Rutland County. And we're super excited to be funded by the United Way for this coming year. The funding will support our emergency shelter program. Last year we served about 158 households in Rutland County with emergency shelter services. This funding will particularly will support our residential shelter program, which is also about to expand. We'll be doubling the size of our emergency shelter space in the coming year. And so these extra funds are going to come in really handy. And our emergency shelter is meant to be a location where survivors can come to and feel comfortable as they transition away from the violence and work towards a life where they are in control, where they have the power and control in their lives again. And so it's shared living space, it's individual rooms, each household has their own room, but it's shared living space. We try really hard to make it a really comfortable and homey environment so that they really can take a deep breath and figure out what their next steps are going to be. And a really fun piece of our United Way funding this year is that we included some funds to redo the playground out back, because again, while we want to make it a nice homey environment, the fact is that it's not home, and it can be really hard to be living in a shelter if you have children or if you are a child. And so being able to redo our playground structure is going to have great impact on those kids that we're serving. So we thank all of you, and we thank all of the donors, and we thank Ashley and all of your team for supporting us, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Jen. We're very excited about the year ahead and this grant cycle and the new opportunities that we have. So thank you for your work. Thank you for being here. We have Lisa, who is last but most certainly not least. Lisa has been a champion of United Way in one facet or another, inspiring me as I've onboarded in the last year and a half. I'm really excited about her passion for United Way, but her passion in general for folks that need her in this community as she rises in many different facets to meet those needs. We're super excited to have Lisa here today. I'm just going to say a quick word about our relationship with ARC. Unfortunately, this year with our community impact funds, we were not able to fund the ARC this year, but we were able to work with ARC with our rock star grant writer Kelly Malkowitz, who's here but you can't see her, she's in the background as always, doing amazing work. She secured a grant through United Way to funnel to ARC, and the video had shown some of the clips of this sensory room that we were able to help foster in the community, and we're very excited that ARC is able to open this. I will not steal any thunder from Lisa because she's incredible. Let her tell you her story. Thank you, Lisa, so much for being here.
You're welcome. So, yeah, Lisa Lynch, I've been with ARC for the last 5 years as an acting consultant. I've been with them as their executive director for 20 years. For 25 years, we have worked with United Way, and United Way and ARC have probably worked together for 60 years. So that's the impact that continuing support with United Way has in the community. I've heard at the table today many people speaking of many families that have been helped, and some of us have not heard of those organizations or may not have heard of ARC, but all of those families and individuals have, and the funding that the contributors are making through this campaign, all the work that the board does, all the work that the organizations do, is helping our community to not just survive, right? We all want to thrive. We want our community members to thrive. ARC has recently set up a sensory room. It's very sensory. So there's lots of lights in there, bubble tube, there's the infinity light. The whole idea is to have individuals who are not able to take sensory and process it well and get overloaded with that outside stimulation. They're able to come into this room that's small, quaint. It's very settling, grounding, bringing one back to themselves and knowing that they're safe within those four walls. And then they'll be able to take that feeling of security with them as they progress in their sensory, I don't want to say healing, but as they progress through sensory issues. So that's the sensory room. ARC and United Way for many years going back. The organizations that are in Rutland County are definitely in need of your support, because trying to raise the funds to run the operation, to provide those services that are needed, those are two different positions, and it's very hard to do both of them. So when you donate to United Way, you are definitely helping the individual provide those services better. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say here. United Way is great, and these services that are provided in our community are essential, and maybe you haven't heard of them, maybe you haven't needed them, but they need you to keep your community going. And we are so thankful, all of us here in United Way, and thank you, Ashley, and the board for keeping United Way going for over 80 years, right? Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being with us this morning. And I turn it over to Melissa, who is our rock star vice president, and she is going to give all the information about how you can be involved with United Way. Thank you, Melissa.
Good morning, everyone. I know we're under the gun with some time here, so I'm going to take some sage advice from a very wise board member who once told me, be bright, be brief, and be gone. So one of the main, you've heard it from folks on the video, and you've heard it from folks here this morning, one of the main factors in fundraising for the United Way is the workplace campaign. And we are fortunate enough to have a wonderful website where we will be loading up tools to help you to launch a successful workplace campaign. They include forms, they include a spreadsheet to keep track of everything, to send to your payroll department, to send to Ashley at the United Way. It includes some posters, some other materials we'll be adding to that with some time over the next few weeks. But beginning on Monday, the basics will be there. And you also have a team at the United Way that can help you. Ashley, of course, is running point with that. Matt Russo, who is our campaign coordinator, he is a wealth of information about how to campaign, how to fundraise in your organization. Kathy Petrini, myself, Brian Kearns, who's the former president of the United Way. So we all have a lot of experience. In our communities, too, I'm looking at Bernadette Robin, who's with the VNA and Hospice. And the VNA and Hospice, and I know this firsthand from being a member of that team for 10 years, does a wonderful campaign. The hospital at Rutland Regional, they do run a wonderful campaign. So if you need people to reach out to, we can help you to connect to some wonderful folks who run fabulous campaigns. And so please visit our website. With this video, there'll be a PowerPoint presentation. There's some materials. We'll have additional materials available too. Please reach out. We can help you to run a very successful campaign. Workplace campaigns really are the lion's share of the fundraising that we do for our community. And without all of you in our local businesses, small or big, you don't have to be a GMP to run a workplace campaign. You can be, a small firm, you can be a small bank, you can be a small office with only 5 or 6 people, and you can run a successful workplace campaign. Let us help you, and thank you. Thank you very much for continuing to support us and coming on board and partnering with us to support our community. They definitely need us. Ashley, Matt.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Melissa has beautiful tools that will be available online, and they are great. We next have Matt Russo, who is our campaign chair, and he'll be introducing the team. Thanks so much, everyone.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to introduce the campaign team, which we were just talking about. We have so many meetings that we kind of forget who's on what. So Kathy Petrini, who you already heard from, Ashley, who didn't want to be mentioned, but she's mentioned, Melissa Norman, myself, Lindley Danaway, who's not here today. Oh, Lindley is here. I'm sorry, Lindley. She is. I apologize. You have to spin all the way around to get her. And Jim Kale, who's not here today, right? He's not hiding somewhere? Yeah. Okay. That's the campaign team. Thank you, everybody, for the donations. That's what keeps us going. So keep doing what you're doing. I do want to say that if you guys are looking to get involved, and you want to help the community, hit us up on social media, call us, stop into the office, do anything you can to get in touch with us, because we're actively recruiting. We need people. The more people we have out there, the better. So to quote Uncle Sam, we want you. I guess that's it. Thank you, and I guess we'll see you around town.
Thank you so much for coming. We greatly appreciate your time. As promised, good job, Kathy and Melissa. We are 1 minute done, just in time for 8:30. So thank you so much. We appreciate you, and we cannot do this without you. So we call on you to help us provide the needs in our community. Thank you.